The NDP plan is not costed. Just 14 of the promises that they laid out were not costed. It's a $6 billion hole in that. And yesterday,
your finance minister made an embarrassment of himself.
Carol James came out and said that she was going to be you were going to be rolling MSP into the tax system.
She did not say that.
That is $1.5 billion. And your plan is going to be.
I thought I was going to get a minute. The clock doesn't seem to be working for Ms. Clark, Bill.
It
seems to be working for Mr. Weaver.
We will even it out.
Oh, we will. Okay.
Thank you. And your stated plan is to almost double the carbon tax. That's going to apply to every British Columbian in the province.
Whenever she gets in a corner, she makes stuff up, Bill. And this is why British Columbians have no confidence in the BC Liberals. You've got to use some real facts, not alternative facts. Where's Sean Spicer? Is he going to be rolling in here any minute now?
Mr. Horgan, we didn't make up 5 balanced budgets. We didn't make up a consistent.
The only real estate deal to lose money in British Columbia was when the BC Liberals gave away Burke Mountain to rich developers. You lost money on real estate in the Lower Mainland.
We didn't make up 220,000 new jobs in the province, and we didn't make up the lowest unemployment rate in the country. All those are real achievements from a government that's had a plan, that's stuck to it, and that's remembered you got to control government spending and taxes.
Yeah, well, what people want to talk about, Bill, is today and tomorrow. They want to know, what is the government of British Columbia going to do to help them? How are we going to make life more affordable? How are we going to provide services today? Not 50 years ago, not 40 years ago, but today.
And a $4.7 billion plan that is uncosted. It's a hole in the budget that would have to be paid for over 10 years. Just a sec, Mr. Horgan. I gave you a chance. So there's the hole in the budget that people have to pay for through higher taxes.
It's your numbers.
And there's also, really, it's a difference in philosophy. Our government has said we want to help people get into homes that they own. The NDP plan is to build government homes that people will never own and then give them a subsidy to try and stay in those rental homes forever. What I think people want and what they want for their kids is they want a chance for their kids to own their own homes. So the home program, which would give up to a $37,000 no interest, no payment loan to people to help them get into their first home, the NDP have said they would scrap it. It's very different.
No, we didn't. You're making
your housing critic,
no, we didn't.
David E.B., the housing critic, said that.
Take a few minutes. Take a few minutes and read something.
It's a very different philosophy. One is to say you want people to live in government housing they will never own.
One is to say you want people to have affordable housing. One is to say that I drive around in private jets all day talking to the rich about how we want to make everyone into a one-bedroom condo with their families in BC.
One is to say that you'd like people to be in a home that they own.
If you had a champion for mental health and addictions who got up every single day with the responsibility to the people of British Columbia to make sure services are there for people when they need them, you're going to make a lot more progress.
Can I just add, though, I think...
Are you going to...
Okay. I wanted to compliment you on saying something nice about Terry Lake, if that's okay, because I think Terry Lake has been a real champion.
I think we should focus on. I think we should focus on the issue, Bill, and I think I should have as much time as the Premier to answer those questions. I'll leave it up to you. But if you want to just keep doing your thing, I'll watch you for a while. I know you like that.
Well, I did want to say thank you for complimenting Terry, because he has been a champion for this, and I think it shortchanges him.
This is an election about people, not about politicians, and this government has failed the people of BC when it comes to this issue because they haven't worked aggressively. And they haven't worked cooperatively. I
think it shortchanges Terry Lake to say that he hasn't been a champion.
It's not about Terry Lake.
It's not about
Terry Lake. It's about people, Ms. Clark.
And I don't think this is about politics, John.
Oh, you're all politics all the time. You don't know anything but politics, Ms. Clark.
I do think this is about people. It's about our kids. It's about people like my son and
it's not about your son.
It's
not about your son. It's
and their
about
daughters and their husbands. And I know it frustrates Mr. Horgan when I talk about this. But remember, in the 1990s, the government had to cut spending on social programs like health care because they couldn't afford the bill. And we want to make, because the economy was shrinking.
The field, Ms. Clark. You were a member of the legislature. You should have known that. You were a member of the legislature from the 1990s, just after your internship.
Because they couldn't afford it.
Remember the talking over?
Because they couldn't afford it. And we need to make sure that our economy continues to grow so that we can look after people who are disabled and who are struggling and are vulnerable in our society, and that's the investment that we're making. It's about $1,000 in savings, though.
The minute thing anymore?
I'm trying to be fair. Okay.
All right.
Calm down, John.
Because John,
don't touch me again, please.
You have promised to scrap toll.